Your Excellency, distinguished and honorable guests, SWCC family and friends, welcome to the official launch of the panel discussions in the IDD conference in its second version here in Jeddah. Yesterday, we've witnessed the awardation ceremony of the GPID Awards. Many global and experts and also global and local leaders were here on this very stage, sharing their experience and their knowledge to serve the cause of utilizing innovation in water desalination. As for tonight, and for the following few nights as well, we're going to be having many panel discussions with those global and local leaders and experts to serve the same cause. Now, the term innovation has been trending globally, but what is innovation in water desalination? Why do we need it? How do we even utilize it? Now, I'm no expert, I'm just a storyteller, yet the answers to the previous questions are in the following footages.
The future is soon to be our today. It is full of unknown fears, but also unlimited potentials. In a world driven by innovation and leadership, our hope will overcome all threats and challenges. On this innovation conference, we will redefine the future by embracing sustainable development that utilizes available resources, fulfilling our current needs while preserving the future of coming generations. Innovation paves our way to a world where we eradicate hunger and thirst and elevate human health and well-being. A world where everyone can access clean water everywhere and afford clean energy. A world that provides decent employment opportunities and builds safe infrastructure. A society that contributes in saving our planet, preserving life underwater and above the sea. A life where we share the responsibility together to secure our future. We bring together innovative and sustainable solutions for providing clean drinking water, reshaping its technologies through value of regulation and innovation, innovative advancement for sufficient potable water, sustainability, eco-friendly system, and resilience, shaping the future through AI and 3D printing. At the Innovation Conference, we accelerate our growth to transform ambitious visions into achievable reality for the future.
That was a good video. It answered a lot of questions regarding the cause. But as for now, let's start officially the panel discussion days, starting by asking the Governor, His Excellency, Abdullah Al-Abdel Karim, to share the stage with us and to deliver a few words. Your Excellency, the stage is yours.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. والله كل الحضور منتبهين. طيب نبدأ بالعربي، وقلنا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نستأذن زملائنا اللي ينطقون بالعربي نتكلم بالإنجليزي هالمرة. I'll start with a confession. I have a confession to make. Yesterday was one of the most happiest moments in my life. As we start, even if it's a tiny movement forward to the future, it makes me happy. It gives me the full confidence that we are moving to the right target, to the right future. I'm really interested to innovate the future. Myself, my colleagues, and yourself as well. The future will be much more interested than today. We have to innovate, and we have to believe that innovation will start from networking. Everyone in this room might know, or let me tell you today, by coincidence, it's the coffee day. And I'm really have a good and a will established between coffee, in my mind at least, between coffee and innovation. The coffee embodies innovation. The coffee with unlimited product that we have it each and every day, it's come from the coffee shop where people meet each other, where colleagues have sharing their hunch, where we can borrow and get ideas being realized by having more transparent dialogue between different minds. We are here to give it a try. The innovation, it will not be born in the same mind. We have to make it on a very cumulative way. Your idea today will make the difference tomorrow. Today, we will continue have this prize, and we will celebrate all the awarded winner. But for the next year, we have decided that we will double the prize. We are sure next year more than 250 participants from different countries will join us here in Jeddah, in the same place. And we will have more robust ideas. So for tomorrow, we should start today. And having you today between us and Jeddah is part of the vision of His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, where he initiates the Global Water Organization, and we should work together to have this first organization worldwide make the change in the world and in tomorrow. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd like to share all the ideas in the coming 3 days. Thank you.
Excellency, okay, that was way too loud. And now I say let's start with the first panel discussion of tonight. The title will be Turning Goals into Actions via Innovation. I would like to welcome on stage, with random order, let's welcome Karen Stomier and N.S.M. Kim, Avent Bizidenhout, I know I got it right this time, John Tonner, Benjamin Tam, Tom Pankratz. Those are our panelists. As for our moderator for tonight, please also welcome on stage His Excellency's Deputy Engineer Tariq Al-Ghafari.
Okay, it's great to have you all in here, and I'm very honored to co-chair this one and discuss through this one. So, for people who don't know this group is the jury for the GPID, who the prize was announced yesterday, and we'd like to go through some of the processes that we've gone through during the selections and during the reviews and whatsoever. Everyone in here played a very crucial part during the selections, and we brought the most expert people worldwide. So maybe I'll just start randomly. If we can start with Tom. Tom, I know you've been heavily involved in this, and as well as the other juries. And we did have a lot of discussions throughout this ones and forth and back, and we've got to a point where we disagreed at the same time, and then we agreed and made it up all day. I remember those days. I stayed up all night going through it. And I really appreciate the time, but I think it's worth it since we saw the happiness of the people who were awarded last time, and that's our duty and part of it. So I'll leave the stage for you to introduce yourself more, and please tell us more about the story, and let's make it more engagement for the people, and let's as well analyze what happened yesterday.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's been a very interesting process, and I'm Tom Pankratz. I write the Global Water Intelligence Water Desalination Report. It's a weekly publication, and for the last 18 years, I've been trying to find some of the most innovative things to write about, interesting projects, interesting people, and I found that no matter how small a project is, no matter how simple it is, or how relatively incremental an innovation might be, there's something interesting in it. And we try to put that, chronicle that, has been very interesting. And in the last 10 years, probably in the last actually 6 or 7 years, I've spent more and more time writing about innovative technologies. And well, as we covered yesterday, there were 105 proposals. And when we got those in, I went through them all and was surprised, first of all, how many of the ones that I was familiar with and how many other ones were so new that I was in the process of writing about them, and I realized I'm on a jury that's going to be evaluating these technologies. So I've put a lot of stories on hold till after this is over before I can actually write about them objectively. So I've got some stuff ahead of me to do. But it's been a very interesting process, and as Tariq said, desal is a very complicated process, as most of you know. A lot of disciplines involved, a lot of different technologies, and we all see something different when we're looking at a proposal. And every one of us would look at it and find something interesting, and it was hard to come to consensus as to what were the most interesting technologies. And we did that over a period of months, a lot of discussions, and just when you think you had something that looked pretty good, you talk to a finance person like Avant who says, how will you leverage that technology into a saleable product, and how will you go to market? And just right down the line, if we go through all the rest of us, Karen, who's built or designed some of the largest desal plants in the world, and proud of how reliable they are, sees these new technologies and has to evaluate how much risk is our client willing to take to employ this technology. Thankfully, now that Watira and former DTRI is one of the reasons they've launched this, as I understand it, is to help bring some of the new technologies in-house and do some testing on some of the things that we've all heard talked about the last few days, and we'll hear for the next two. So it's been an exciting process, a lot of disagreements, but positive efforts, and we think we've come up with some interesting technologies.
Of course, healthy discussion, and thank you, Tom. We'll get definitely back to you for more of the things that happened during the process, and maybe I'll move to Karen. Karen, you've been involved in one of the biggest consultancy companies worldwide. So why don't you tell us more about what was the most exciting project that you thought of or idea that you saw during your review throughout these papers or whatsoever?
Thank you, Tarek. Is it on? Do you press the button? Now it's working. Thank you very much, Tarek, for asking this question. Well, during the process, I've seen many good innovations being presented in their papers of different quality, most of them of very good quality, but in very different stages of the development of the innovation. So it's really hard to say where they all will go in the next future. But I think from the innovations we have seen, we have selected the ones which were presented here yesterday, prices 1 to 6, where we believe they should be further developed. And okay, this is very important for the future, where we want to develop desalination, because if you think just a few years back when we all were still in the thermal desalination, and how much development we have done by applying innovations. We have now a very stable process called RO technology, and we could not have imagined like 10, 20 years back that this is nowadays a standard for us. Some 10 years ago, as an advisor, we would have to be very careful to say RO technology is the technology to follow. And now we have this very sustainable process already to go. But looking into the future with energy becoming more expensive, with water scarcity around the world, with the challenges of the climate changing around the world, we have to face that innovation even has to be further driving the development of RO technology, for example. And I think we have seen now a lot of good, innovative first steps in developing membranes. Yeah? We already thought a couple of years ago that we had achieved the end of membrane development. Yeah? With the recovery we could achieve. But now we see that even in manufacturing membranes, we can further improve the process. And this is, I think, where we have to continue to make this process in terms of reliability, sustainability, and even more energy efficient and environmentally proven. That's where we have to go in future. And this can only work with prices like this.
That's great, Karen. I think one of the key messages that I wanted to deliver to everyone as well, in addition to what you have mentioned, is while we were going through the papers, there was part of it are the videos, and we see how people were very into it, and they looked very excited to deliver their messages throughout the things that we aligned into, which is basically reducing energy and CapEx, OpEx, and all of that things that are associated within the technologies, improvements, and innovations. Maybe moving on, Ben, you were with us on the stage, so why don't you tell us more about how that felt, being close to all of these innovators and researchers who have applied to this and the process that they have been gone through.
Thank you, Tarek. It was one of those moments yesterday where I think I opened with saying it was a celebration of innovation and really capitalizing on His Excellency's remarks around being a catalyst here. We saw through this process that we can reach out proactively and that there are technologies out there. We know there are, the paradigm shift to RO technology that Karen was talking about. There are, a couple of few technologies on there which became winners and have been recognized that just shift those margins again. And it's beyond marginal gains. There are gains still to be had on there. But what is also exciting is seeing things coming through which then might shift us again. And also things which aren't necessarily on the really big scale, but could also be on a smaller, decentralized scale, which I think globally is going to be of real importance. And I think this prize is also about catalyzing what happens potentially in the global south and other places. And so it's not trying to be something which just replicates large-scale desal of seawater. I think that's really important for us. In terms of the process, I was proud to help co-chair alongside Tom, and to bring the panel together. There's a lot that we discussed, but also I think a lot more we can bring in future years in terms of continuing this. So I think the other point I reiterate before handing over the floor is that, to be here in a couple of years' time that we've built and grown on top of this, and that this year there really is that promise behind to support these companies now who have been recognized.
Thank you, Ben, and I do believe in that, and this is our next ambition, where we need to take this even forward. I was very thrilled when I was walking by the posters, and everyone was very excited to even share their knowledge and say it. They made the promises to themselves that next year will be even better, we'll come up with new technologies, and as well that puts us in a position where we have to take care of the upcoming events that we should carry and the process that we should go through. So I'm actually excited for that as well.
And so one follow-on point is that in the top 6, we saw technology which is coming out of university stage, and then we have some which are ready to be deployed. And I think over time we will help focus this with this sort of prize, but I think for a first inaugural one, it was right to have a scale of TRL readiness levels. And that's the sort of thing we need to help support the early stage as well as the ones getting to market.
No, I agree, and I push for the early stage to
You
keep
did.
going. Yeah. Next year will be the year, and if not next year, the year after. And the opportunity is there, and our part is to support. Eve, I'll move to you. If you can, maybe tell us more about yourself and what you think about what you saw yesterday and how you felt about all these people who were in the stage. And I know the juries was as well on the stage. While I was there, I saw most of the applicants, the innovators and researchers. They were nervous, they were there, they were waiting for it to come. So why don't you tell us about that? But before that, start introducing yourself so the audience do know about you more.
Thanks, Tarek. I'm Evan Bezuidenhout. I'm the Chief Executive of Earth Capital. We are a sustainable technology investor. And we especially look to work with our companies to take them global as well. I think for us, with sustainability, it's a global problem, and it needs global solutions. We work really closely with our companies. We work at board level with them. So for us, it's about taking where we've got to with these innovative companies that we've seen in the competition, and it's about what happens next. And I think it's really important that we identify the fact that the competition isn't the end, the competition's the start. And we found these amazing companies from all over the world and these amazing technologies that we truly believe we can do something with. But now what? There is this big valley of death, for young companies if we don't support them. It's a technology on its own can't solve the problem. It needs the right people, it needs the right resources, it needs the right financing at the right time. It needs to learn how to scale. And I think where we work with so many young companies, and we can help other young companies avoid the mistakes that are going to damage them so that they really can achieve the scale and make the impact that we need so badly.
Thank you so much, Ave. And maybe moving on, I would like to introduce as well John. John, if you can as well tell us more about the process and the behind-the-scenes things that we did together as juries and all the discussions. I think it would be great to hear from you as well.
Automatic. Thank you. Thank you, Tariq. Thank you, Your Excellency, and guests here for the chance to talk. I think one of the most innovative things we should consider is the very idea of this prize, right? And I think we're all seeking to make improvements in capital costs, operating costs, efficiencies, and things like that. And efficiency is a good indicator of progress. And if we go back 150 years, we were doing desalination with single effect stills, and then multiple effect, and then multi-stage flash, and then a new type of multiple effect. And all the time the energy consumption is coming down, and there's steps and improvements. But for the last 20 years or so, it's been reverse osmosis, and the improvements in efficiency have been on a curve that's looking like it's flattening out. And that makes me think of a couple of things. One is, I think that's a recognition of why we need a prize like that, because we're looking for something that will make be a disruptive change, a new technology. And but to pick up on some words that have been used, His Excellency mentioned, small steps in the right direction and marginal gains. I think we have identified potentially some technologies in the top two that are additional marginal gains in improving reverse osmosis. But we have to keep evaluating a wide range of technologies, because I think we're all here because we're really looking for that next disruptive technology, something that isn't solution diffusion reverse osmosis. And that's a big effort. How to compare apples and oranges, because that was part of what we had to figure out ways to do. How do you consider an innovative technology that's already commercialized? And I think that, and I'm hoping that, that as we continue to work on this, we'll innovate on the development and refinement of the prize. And I think we've already talked about that, but it was very encouraging, I think, and interesting. And but the innovation, I think, is looking actively for innovation and actually committing to the effort to help promote and find it.
I'm actually so glad to hear that, because this is definitely aligned, and I like what I'm hearing, because that shows how we are aligned and how this process has been gone through our governance and what we thought of during our evaluation for this. Moving on, thank you, John. Professor Kim, I know you have a lot of fundamental thoughts and researches going on. How did you feel about all those applicants who applied and their impact? Because, we have to consider all the applied researchers or innovators that need to be executed in a pilot scale or whatsoever. So during your evaluation, what did you think about all of these and comparing to your actual things you're working on?
My name is In Kim, and I'm a professor in Gwangju Institute of Science and Technology in Korea. I think I spent all my life working on water and wastewater desalination. Now, when I was doing GPID International Jury, well, it was another exciting moment. I've been involved with IWA, IDA, and the global associations together. Now, when we operate in Korea, called the Sea Hero program from 2008, and we have continued 8 years. That's for seawater engineering architecture, reverse osmosis. We continued another 5 years for futuristic seawater desalination technology innovation called MD, membrane distillation, and FO, forward osmosis. Why we did this? I think it's quite important to give a motivation. Motivation, willingness, is the one that make people moving together. GPID is quite centralized and focused in desalination. The Earth is the only satellite planet to have water covered. However, 7, 8 years ago, all desalination specialists gathered together in MIT. Vice President for Research came out and they announced water is found in Mars, but they have big problem, ice with a very, very high concentration of salt. So all our 30 members were smiled, and we are specialists to do that. Now, GPID, well, starting with very basic fundamental theory, going up to separation membrane as well as thermal, but there is belly of death, as you know, for piloting before actual applications. So I think we're exciting to see the next round. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Kim. And maybe I will start going by orders and having a simple question. When a word of innovation comes to mind, give me 2 words that comes to your mind. So, John.
This one? Okay. Hard work.
Thank you.
Right.
Karen?
For the last weeks.
Great. Professor Kim?
Economy-driven technology.
Thank you, Kim. John?
Techno-economic analysis.
Thank you. Abe?
Excitement and opportunity.
Thank you. Ben?
Entrepreneurs and implementation.
Great. I'll tell you mine. Innovation-driven desalination.
Is that the answer?
I think today we've heard the different sectors and what everyone has been saying. And maybe just to wrap up very quickly, I would like maybe to start as well with Ben. I know you're working in a prestigious place where everything is focusing on different things to innovate and drive the different technologies worldwide. So why don't all the Jerrys tell us what you think out of this process that you've gone through, how this impacted you, and what decisions you will make in the future for that? Please, Ben.
So the process has taught me that there's still this ability to convene people around certain topics. And to do that, actually, the secret is that long-lasting network and peer-to-peer. So it gives me the confidence to say that in this region, we're going to be able to find those sorts of technology and bring them here.
Thank you, Ben. Abe?
For me, it's about the community and that can be built around it and how we can bring them all together. If we just look at the people we've got across the stage and the people I've met at the conference and the people that are going to be speaking here, all of us need to work together, and so this competition is a catalyst for bringing everyone together.
Thank you, Abe. John?
I forgot the question. But let me say, there's one thing I would like to say, though, and I noticed this as we all went down the line answering. We all have a different accent, and we all come from a different country, every one of us, and we're all desalters. And that is what desalination is about. We've got all these different ideas. We've all got different backgrounds, educational, philosophical, and so on. But we're all brought together. And this is one of the complexities of desalination and in judging a prize like this. Innovation is different things to different people, and we've made a lot of progress, I think.
Thank you, John. Professor Kim.
I completely agree with Tom. Innovation cannot be done just by one person. Physics, chemistry, biology, we have to work all together.
Thank you. Karen?
Yes, I think we need to further use this type of platform to exchange ideas, to develop ideas, to give first small ideas in form of a poster presentation, maybe only a chance to be presented to the audience, to the It's automatic, I learned. It's automatic cutting down. No, I think this is a very good idea and a very good platform here to exchange these ideas of innovation and give the academics and the industries the chance to further develop and improve our desalination technology.
Thank you, Karen. John?
It made me think of a few things. I mean, I said it's hard work, but innovation is, but it's enjoyable work. And in the last few minutes, I've been reminded of a couple of things. When I was interviewed for my first full-time desalination job in 1985, was an old-time Scottish desalter guy who became a mentor of mine that some people in here might have known, Jim Stewart. And he jokingly said to me, he waved his finger and he said, "Don't get in this business, son. It will get in your blood and no good will come of it." And he was joking, but it does get in your blood. There's a lot of passionate people that care for various reasons, and I think that's one of the greatest things. And we get to meet all of these people that are passionate about it, that are committed to it. And I think that's what gives us confidence and hope that innovation will continue, even if it's incremental gains. And as we all work together passionately for innovative gains, someone is going to make that disruptive change. And I think it's great to help and be part of a team that's looking for that. So that's what it made me think of.
Thank you so much, John. Jerry's, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we delivered a good message of what we have done and what was the process and what we thought. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Jerry's. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for our experts, and thank you so much for our moderator, Tariq. And I want to catch up from what John finished saying last. It does go into your blood. Now, I'm no expert, but it does go into your blood. I mean, it's only been 2 nights here, and if I could buy myself my own desalination unit, I mean, why not, if that even existed? Yet, our night is still going, and right now we have a very special keynote speaker tonight. I mean, he flew all the way from the Netherlands. It took him 6 hours to arrive, and the talking point that he's going to discuss with us tonight is called The Road Towards Innovation. Ladies and gents, please welcome on stage Yusuf Yusuf.
Assalamu alaikum jami'an. So first of all, it's my first time in Saudi. What a wonderful country, and the people are really amazing. As you might all know, like, I am originally not from the Netherlands. Otherwise, I will be like 2 times longer, and I will be blonde. Originally, I am from Syria, for the one which are wondering. So welcome, everyone. Today, I will not discuss with you about desalination. I think most of the people know much better how desalination works. Today, I will talk with you about innovation, and a little bit deeper, scaling innovation. We have heard that many times. It's about the scaling the businesses and the ideas, much more than finding the ideas. So, and you might wonder, is it necessary to scale? To give you some numbers, from the 100 businesses, only 10 will make it in 5 years. To give you that in perspective, if 100 people will go for skydiving, only 10 parachutes will open. I don't think many people will go skydiving if this is the numbers. But scaling green businesses is a very, very tough job. So, to give you a real example, who of you know the company Koda? It's an electric, not Skoda, Koda, an electric company. In 2012, they wanted to have electric car. Nobody, of course not. Because in 2013, they went bankrupt, 1 year after they founded. And you might wonder why. And me too, I read about it. The reason was they didn't have access to finance. The reason was that the technology, lithium batteries, was not good enough. The reason was regulation was not good enough. But in the same year, Tesla Model S was introduced. And I don't need to ask who knows Tesla, because everyone. So it was not about the technology. It was not about the timing or the team. Of course, all these kind of things matter. And definitely not about the financing. So a question is, why is it hard to scale up these green businesses? Why is it hard to have this amazing, yesterday we saw it, these amazing technologies and entrepreneurs, very passionful, but still, unfortunately, only 10% from them will succeed after 5 years. So it's not that financially is not attractive. Green businesses in 2012, I believe, 2021, the total investment was 56 billion. So there is a lot of money on the market. And it's not like they are not making money, because we can see the exit is 114 billion. So when you discuss with entrepreneurs, a lot of them will tell you, yeah, but because there is not enough money. It's not true. There is enough money if you will have the right company, if you know how to sell your story. Let me tell you something about my own story. In 2011, I started my own business. In the Netherlands, I was 10 years younger, not much more beautiful than this, unfortunately. It was the same me. But I had this great idea. We wanted to remove the chemical from the surface water, from lakes, reservoirs. We thought, like, chemicals don't belong in the environment. We are going to do it with ultrasound. And unfortunately, all this enthusiasm was for nothing. Because the first time I pitched our technology and we showed them the lab equipment we had to the water boards in the Netherlands, the first reaction was, it's a scam. I was shocked. I thought they will hug me. They will tell me, like, where have you been, Yusuf? We are looking for you, reducing the chemicals in the open surface water. But the reaction was, it's a scam. It cannot work. It will never work. Who are you to come now and to tell us you can use this ultrasound to reduce the chemicals, to treat the algae in the water? So it really hurt us. But luckily for me, the European Commission really believed in our invention. So they invested money in our invention. And luckily for me, a corporate, American Water from United States, believed in our technology. And they had the first pilot, large-scale pilot. They paid for it, for the change. They paid for the pilot. And that was 2011. And now, we have won many innovation prizes. We are active in 69 countries. We have 4 offices around the world. We will close this year with a turnover of 40 million euro. So after this 10, 12 years, I sit down and I thought, like, again, what made LG Sonic success on a global level and why other companies will struggle? And I came to the conclusion of the 3 unknowns. There are 3 things which make it very hard for any entrepreneur to scale the business. The first one is, most of the businesses yesterday, the brand is unknown, so we don't know them. They are not Veolia, they are not Sony, They are not Shell coming and claiming we are going to change the membrane by 3D printing it. So it's an unknown brand with an unknown entrepreneur. And the second one is, it's an unknown technology. It's not like George Brick is saying, oh, I'm going to do RO for a cheaper price. Then we will agree, we will help him scaling. No. He's telling us, I'm going to use EDR with ultrasound to do water desalination and cooling water blowdown. George Brick is from Hydrovolta. It's amazing, but it's still, nobody knows his technology. So unknown technology, unknown business. The third unknown is the unknown layers. Once you will launch your technology, you will see there is a supply chain change need to be changed before you will be able to scale. There are regulations need to be changed before you will be able to implement. And if your device will not work, people might get fired because they have claimed your device will work. So this is the unknown layer you need to understand before you will be able to scale it. So let's take the example of the Elon Musk, yeah? The Tesla one. So he had the same technology Koda had, lithium batteries. And the difference was, it was Elon Musk. And at that time, Elon Musk was a very known entrepreneur. He had very good connections with everyone. But one particular connection was very, very good. Obama. Because Obama provided him $250 million loan to scale. If you will read the report why Koda was bankrupt, you will read it's because they couldn't have access to finance. While in the same time, somebody else could have access to the finance. So again, my idea is for the entrepreneurs. So I will give 3 takeaways. The first one is for the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, please, 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 I see you over there. Don't be in love with your technology. Be in love with your customer. Your technology will definitely die and be outdated. Your customer need will always be there. Come out of your office and be on this stage as you are doing. Let the people know who you are and get this good connection. Especially now we are in Saudi. It's an environment where the government is open to receive everyone from everywhere in the world for their innovation. So work on the connections and make yourself and your company known. Also by working with the great companies as IO Utility. It was the company which got us in contact with the corporate in the United States. The second tip is for the corporates. You will need the innovation. And I know you have your reputation and your rules, and it's very hard to break them or even to risk your reputation. So my advice over there is invest heavily in a special department. That department can fail. That's the idea. If you will ask an operation manager to implement EDR instead of RO, he will never do it because he knows RO and he will not get fired by buying a new RO. So have this new department, you can call it innovation department, you can call it whatever, but they are allowed to fail. And the last one is for the governments. I believe the government in Saudi understand what it takes to innovate. What it takes to innovate is dreaming and achieving. So thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Just a remark, we're here support Lucid Motors, eh? Put that in mind, okay? Ladies and gents, I'd like to shift in Arabic for the last part of this night, but for those of you who are non-Arabic speakers, the organizers would be happy to provide you with the device for the translation. Our translator, who's as far as the land down under there, yet I'm sure they're going to do a very good job. معالي المحافظ، أصحاب السعادة الموقرين، عائلة وأصدقاء المؤسسة العامة لتحلية المياه، وصلنا الآن إلى فقرة نحتفي بها بمجموعة من مذكرات التفاهم والاتفاقيات التي وقعت وحصلت خلال اليوم وبعضها أيضا حصل البارحة. الاتفاقية الأولى هي بين المؤسسة العامة لتحلية المياه وأيضا شركة UI Path. أدعو إلى المسرح من طرف المؤسسة العامة لتحلية المياه وكيل المحافظ للخدمات المشتركة المهندس صالح المانع، ومن طرف شركة يو آي باث نائب الرئيس للإقليم ومدير عام السعودية الأستاذ إبراهيم الصغير للتفضل إلى المسرح. طبعا خلال هذه الاتفاقية هي تحمل أو مذكرة التفاهم تحمل عنوان تفعيل واستخدام أحدث التقنيات للذكاء الاصطناعي. شكرا جزيلا لسعادتكم، ونأمل إن شاء الله أن تكون مذكرة تفاهم مباركة. الاتفاقية الثانية هي أيضا بين المؤسسة العامة لتحلية المياه المالحة وبين منشآت. يمثل المؤسسة وكيل المحافظ للأبحاث والمشاريع الابتكارية المهندس طارق الغفاري، ومن طرف منشآت يمثلها مدير عام الابتكار الأستاذ عبد المجيد العمراني. طبعا عنوان مذكرة التفاهم هو تمكين رواد الأعمال والمبتكرين في تقنيات المياه. شكرا جزيلا لسعادتكم. مهندس طارق كرما تبقى في المسرح. أيضا الاتفاقية القادمة بين المؤسسة العامة لتحلية المياه المالحة وبين شركة فيدكو. طبعا يمثل المؤسسة المهندس طارق الغفاري وكيل المحافظ للأبحاث والمشاريع الابتكارية، ومن طرف فيدكو رئيس الشركة السيد إيلاي أوكلس. طبعا عنوان مذكرة التفاهم هو تطوير المضخات وأجهزة استرداد الطاقة. شكرا جزيلا. أيضا لدينا اتفاقية تمت بين شركة بيورجي وأيضا شركة زيوميكس. يمثل شركة بيورجي السيد معجب العضياني المدير التنفيذي أو CEO، ويمثل شركة زيوميكس السيد ليوناردو ألفاريز المدير التنفيذي والCEO. تفضلوا إلى المسرح. Mr. Alvarez, Leonardo? Probably he's taking care of some desalination matters at the moment, but we appreciate the efforts that you guys have been doing. سيد معجب، شكرا جزيلا على اهتمامك ومشاركتك أيضا معنا. لدينا اتفاقية أيضا كمان مع شركة غارتنر وبين المؤسسة العامة لتحلية المياه المالحة. قد يكون لظروف العمل قد يكون ممثل شركة غارتنر غير متواجد الآن، لكن يجدر بنا التنويه بها، وهي اتفاقية بين المؤسسة وغارتنر حول تفعيل أحدث التقنيات في مجال الخدمات المشتركة. أما الآن ننتقل إلى تكريم الرعاة. بالنسبة للشريك الاستراتيجي المعانا لهذا اليوم وخلال أيضا الأيام القادمة شركة مطلق الغويري للمقاولات MGC، يمثلهم المهندس عمر بن بجاد الدلبحي المدير التنفيذي. ندعو أيضا مهندس طارق الغفاري، تفضل. طبعا MGC تعمل من أكثر من 47 عام في جميع أنحاء المملكة. خبرتهم واسعة في مشاريع البنية التحتية بشكل فعال من خلال التعاون الوثيق مع العملاء والشركاء. نجحوا في تنفيذ مشاريع بنية تحتية استثنائية في مجال الطرق ونظم نقل المياه والخزانات الاستراتيجية ومباني التشغيل بنجاح وصل إلى معدل 100%. أيضاً بالنسبة للشريك الرئيسي البنك السعودي للاستثمار، يمثلهم مدير القطاع الغربي لبنك الاستثمار سالم آل شيبان. طبعا بالنسبة لعائلة المؤسسة العامة لتحلية المياه المالحة، يعني البنك السعودي للاستثمار ما هو غريب عليكم، داعم للمؤسسة، دوما مشاركين وداعمين لكافة أنشطتكم. نود نشكر أيضا شريكنا الذهبي اللي ما أسعفه فرصة اليوم أن يكون ممثلهم موجود، شركة إعمار الجنوب هي الشريك الذهبي لهذا المؤتمر. أما بالنسبة للشريك الداعم فهي شركة مياه لتنقية المياه والبيئة، يمثلهم المدير العام للشركة المهندس خالد الزعبي. طبعا هذه الشركة هي إحدى شركات مجموعة سمنان القابضة، وهذه الشركة مميزة دوما في مجالات المياه والبيئة، ليس على مستوى المملكة فحسب بل على مستوى المنطقة. أيضا معنا شريك داعم الشركة الغنية عن التعريف LG، يمثلهم مدير مبيعات الشرق الأوسط السيد راهول ساريديش باندي. أيضاً معنا شريك داعم شركة فيدكو، يمثلها رئيس شركة فيدكو إيلاي أوكلي جاس. طبعا شركة فيدكو هي إحدى الشركات الرائدة في تصميم وتصنيع مضخات الضغط العالي وأجهزة مبادلة الطاقة. مهندس طارق، شكرا جزيلا لك. أحب أني أعطيك الكلمة الختامية لليوم الأول، وإن شاء الله راح نلتقي جميعا اليوم الثاني. تفضل.
يعطيكم العافية جميعا. Maybe I will switch in English as well. Thank you for your time and your participation for the day. That we opened up the opportunity to hear more about the innovation-driven desalination, which is a key driver that we believe it will make a change. We all in here at SWCC and worldwide, we believe that we need to make an impact. A positive impact is the key for the change. And we believe we can do that throughout the capabilities of the people we have. And maybe we have seen it yesterday with all the people that were engaged in the stage and even outside, and the social media interactions that we've seen from different entities and different universities, different developers. I've seen them, and I'm so proud to see all of those happening. Today, we started the innovation-driven desalination event, and tomorrow we'll carry out a lot of different ideas, a lot of different researches, a lot of different collaborations and connections. Please be engaged with everyone. There is more than 300 people. When I say people, those are researchers, innovators, who will talk more about what they can drive for the future and what are the changes that they will make. Thank you so much for your time today, and I will let you enjoy your dinner. We have a dinner for all of you today, so please enjoy it and enjoy your time and the exhibitions over there in the other room. Thank you.